Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Diatonic Dissection, where we crack open music to see what makes it tick. In this video, we'll be looking at the music from the first stage of Sonic the Hedgehog Green Hill Zone. Much like the opening, the music is iconic. As always with these videos, like, comment, subscribe, etc. to feed the algorithm gods. If you want the sheet music for this track for free, then head over to the Diatonic Dissection Patreon, patreon.com/Diatonic Dissection. Link is down below to save you trying to spell it. Let's get started. The tempo is 150 BPM and the key is C major. As always, we will start with the chords and then go down into the individual parts. The chords for the first section are C, F, D minor and G, but because they're inversions, we'll see that they move physically up the keyboard. I'm sure that there is a proper music theory term for this, but I am not classically trained, so who knows. The main melody is pretty much two harmonised parts. They are a third apart and have the same rhythm, so I will show you the two separate parts, them together, and then together in the context of the whole track. Me of the Isle Springfield gag from The Simpsons, which was based on an opening to a TV show called Eyes on LA. So here is section A, reimagined in that style with the full, ridiculous guitar one-bar intro. As the two melody parts are essentially two halves of a whole, there isn't really a counterpoint. There is, however, a twiddly bit in the first few bars that interestingly closes the gap each time the notes change. It goes from a fifth to a major third to a minor third and then to just being a tone apart known as a second. As Nakamura is known as a bassist, his bass lines are fun to play. The jumping octaves that form the pickup bar can be slapped, but the rest of the notes need to be staccato if you want to properly recreate the sound of the original instrument. As usual with many of the drum parts, this is fairly simple. Just note that the pickup starts on the offbeat. For section B, the whole sequence of chords repeats twice. They alternate between F major 7 and E minor for 4 bars, and then descend through sevenths in order down to C major 7. Unlike section A, there is a distinct melodic line here, as opposed to just being two harmonised parts. Like the chorus, it repeats the whole phrase twice with a slight change at the end of the final bar as it leads up to the next section. I think the part that I'm referring to as a counterpoint isn't strictly one, but let's just go with it anyway. The first half is played through various arpeggios that match the chords, however the second half is definitely a counterpoint as it has interplay with the main melody. Like the extra section in section A, I would also describe this part as twiddling. It plays after each major section of the melody. Like the main melody, there is a lead up to the section C. The backing part reminds me of the kind of trumpet you would get in funky bands like Tower of Power and Average White Band. So here is section B, reimagined as a funk track, complete with funky trumpets. Like section A, the bass part is almost entirely staccato, apart from some little runs at the end of each bar. It's difficult to explain with words, but you will see in the example. nothing of interest to say about the drums for section B, so let's just get into it. There are 4 chords for the final section, 2 of which have accidentals, so keep an eye out. They are A sharp, A, G sharp, and then F over A, so you get that descending sound that then leads back to the start with the F. The main melody is fairly simple, but be aware of the accidental D sharp in bar 5. Like in section B, I'm not sure if the part that I'm referring to, the counterpoint, actually is one strictly. It's doing arpeggios of the chords with a pedal point, so it isn't directly linked to the main melody. Breaking up chords into their arpeggios is something that you see in various pieces of piano music. The most famous one is probably the first movement from Mozart's Piano Sonata 16. Here it is. With that in mind, here is section C done in the style of that piece by Mozart. The other melodic part is very simple and is just playing the same rhythm as the bass part, and it is playing single notes, so it's all very simple. The bass part is slightly weird rhythmically as the phrases are 2 bars long. The ending of this part is similar to the intro lick with jumping fifths as opposed to the octaves of the intro. It makes sense as it leads back to the start. Again, not much else to say about the drums, but, much like the bass, the end of the phrase mirrors the pickup part from the start. That's it, a minute of music stretched out into several minutes of analysis. As always, leave a like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, and set fire to some currency in the name of the algorithm gods. If you want the sheet music for this for free, head on over to the Diatonic Dissection Patreon, patreon.com/Diatonic Dissection. I hope that you've enjoyed the video and found it interesting/entertaining, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!